In a small, forgotten village, surrounded by towering mountains and endless forests, lived an old blacksmith named Ezekiel. His hands were rough and scarred, his face weathered by time and hardship. His forge, once a place of pride, was now covered in dust and rust. Ezekiel wasn't always a blacksmith. Long ago, he was a brave warrior, a hero who fought for his kingdom. People cheered his name, children admired him, and kings sought his loyalty. But that was before the betrayal. His closest friend, Magnus, a brother in arms, betrayed him on the battlefield. Ezekiel had trusted Magnus with his life, and that trust cost him everything. His army was ambushed, his comrades fell, and his name was stained with failure. Broken in spirit, Ezekiel vanished, leaving his sword and his old life behind. For years, he lived quietly, forging tools and horseshoes for villagers. The flames in his forge still burned, but the fire inside him had died. He no longer believed in courage, dreams, or hope. One icy winter evening, a boy no older than 10 appeared at Ezekiel's door. His clothes were torn, his face pale from the cold, but his eyes burned with determination. "Sir, please?" "I need a sword," the boy said, his voice trembling. Ezekiel raised an eyebrow, confused. "A sword? Why would a child need a weapon?" The boy took a shaky breath. "My village is under attack. Bandits have taken everything. My father tried to stop them, but they—" His voice broke. "They killed him. I have to protect my mother and sister. If I don't, they'll die too." Ezekiel stared at him, his heart heavy. He saw something in the boy's eyes, something he'd lost long ago: courage, hope, and fire. "A sword is not just metal, boy," Ezekiel said softly. "It's made from pain, strength, and belief. You can't just wield a sword. You must become one." The boy, despite his fear, didn't back down. "Then teach me," he said, his voice steady. "I'll become whatever it takes." For the first time in years, Ezekiel felt something stir deep inside him, a flicker of a man he used to be. He sighed and nodded. "If you're willing to fight, then I'm willing to forge." Ezekiel lit his forge, and the flames roared to life. He hadn't made a sword in years, but his hands remembered the rhythm, the pounding of the hammer, the hiss of steam, the glow of molten metal. The boy, though small and weak, worked alongside him. He carried coal, fanned the flames, and fetched water. His hands blistered, his muscles ached, but he never complained. He watched Ezekiel with unwavering focus, learning not just with his eyes, but with his heart. Days turned into nights. The forge was filled with the sounds of metal striking metal, a steady, relentless beat like a warrior's heart. Ezekiel spoke to the boy as they worked. "Steel is stubborn," he said, hammering the glowing metal. "It doesn't want to change. It resists. But you must beat it, shape it, and make it stronger, just like life." The boy listened, soaking in every word. "Pain isn't your enemy," Ezekiel continued. "It's your teacher. Every blister, every burn, every failure. They're not signs of weakness. They're proof you're getting stronger." The boy nodded, his face smeared with soot, but his eyes still bright. "Why did you stop fighting, sir?" he asked quietly one night. Ezekiel froze for a moment. He stared into the flames. "I lost more than a battle," he said, his voice low. "I lost myself. I thought if I disappeared, the pain would disappear too. But running didn't heal me. It only made me forget who I was." The boy said nothing, but his gaze didn't waver. It wasn't pity Ezekiel saw, it was belief. The boy still believed in him, even if Ezekiel didn't. On the 7th day, the sword was complete. It wasn't beautiful, it was raw, rough, and battle-forged. Boo,